Okay, and welcome to Encounters in Ecto. Yes, we are here. Yay!
Yay, we made it! We have
I
arrived!
know, right? Always
It's been a
something.
while.
Yeah, always something going on, it seems
It
like.
seems like every week we had something happening to where we just
That's,
couldn't do it.
yeah. Well, we're here now, so we'll make up for it.
Right? So what's going on?
Not a whole lot.
I know one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, I don't know about you, but it's like that blue hole in Florida.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
What? And did this thing like just appear?
Apparently. I'm not exactly sure.
I just know they're talking about it, and it's like this really light blue hole in the ocean.
Yeah, I was like,
Crazy stuff.
how did this even happen?
I have no idea. I've been reading through articles, and like there's really nothing that shows up like that says,
Yeah.
that says like anything that happened or anything like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, the divers explored it in the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know.
They said that divers have been down there,
Yeah,
and
apparently.
scientists, and there's like marine life that lives down there, but it's like it's a different density of water or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so totally weird. Yeah, scientists are down there. Wait a minute, what is this?
I'm telling you. Well, right now, basically what they're saying is that there's only certain people that are allowed down there.
Yeah,
so that makes me even wonder even more, like, what in the hell happened?
Yeah, they're calling it the green banana. Okay. 150 feet below sea level, and the bottom of the hole is at about 425 feet down. Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and Encounters in Ecto, even though we don't really cover, like, horror movies and stuff, I do want to say something. With all the recent famous deaths in Hollywood, Regis Philbin, the guitarist from Fleetwood Mac, all this, the people who have died, John Saxon,
Yes.
who played the dad on Nightmare on Elm Street, died.
Yes.
And I just want to say R.I.P. to him, because that seems to have been overshadowed by a few things.
Yeah, just a few.
And he was 83 years old.
Yeah, and Regis Philbin also died, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Crazy. We're losing so many people lately.
Oh, we are.
Totally crazy. Yeah, so definitely John Saxon. I didn't. Who knew? Who knew?
All right. Well, yeah. Well, it was overshadowed.
Definitely.
Which I understand. Oh my gosh. I was trying to get when we're like this at the beginning, we're just trying to get the links up.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the links up, and I was like, well, why is it not loading? And I was typing it in wrong. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you.
I know it. I know it.
It's been a while, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple stories I have tonight. There's,
awesome.
There's one that was like really like just kind of gave me chills. It's like, ooh.
Oh gosh.
And there's one that's kind of goofy. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't believe this person. I just like I tell everybody, I think anything's possible. But some of these stories are like they're unbelievable, because you're thinking how, why would you even post, like the guy with the underwear thing? That was the one with the underwear thing. That was so weird.
Yep. Yes, it was.
So yeah.
Excuse me.
There's also some deals going on with the UFOs. Have you seen that? The UFOs in the Midwest.
Yes, I saw something on that a couple days ago.
That is crazy.
I'm not surprised.
This isn't like near near water or anything.
No.
Like, normally it's near water or in the desert. This is like showing up in, well, I guess cornfields are,
Well, yeah.
crop circles or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
been...
there's definitely some whacked out stuff going on out there.
Yeah, there is, for sure. Like
Y'all
this...
need to, like, just get on the news and, like, stop listening to all the chaos with the riots and disease and all that kind of stuff and check that out. It's crazy. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter. I'm just saying that something else is a good change.
Definitely. Yeah, this has been one strange year, no doubt. With all these, moons this year and super moons and, all this stuff and
well, there's
a lot
been
of strange things
before, but this year is just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, look at those. We were talking about, those crafts they were seeing that was sitting out in the backyards and everything. I mean, insane. That's what they still don't know what that was, from what I saw. So yeah.
Yeah, the one story I have tonight is kind of crazy. And the other one is actually with I'm not going to call it lockdown, whatever it was that we had here in this country.
Yeah.
Something about this lady being locked in the house, basically with this spirit that's been in her house.
Oh.
But she was able to go to work or go places and was able to get away from it. But then during this lockdown, she had nowhere to go.
Oh.
So, it's like I said, it's not that it's unbelievable. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue hole in Florida thing, that's really tripping me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what to think of it.
There's something I'm going to look up about that, see if I'm right.
About the blue hole?
Yeah, I'm going to check something out before I say anything.
And also, the story also was, again, let me see. I know you guys are like, are you guys not prepared? No, we're not, so.
Yeah.
Just be glad I'm not humming a tune or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched Sleepaway Camp earlier today, so I should say,
Sleepaway
I'm a happy camper.
Gosh.
Her song, I'm a happy camper. Okay. That song is in my head now.
Okay, so there's something that has changed. This was updated, by the way. It was June 24th. 2020 was the last update.
Right.
The state with the most sightings now, believe it or not, is Idaho.
Wow.
With official sightings, and there's also those sites that people report stuff that it was like off the record, but this is like on the record. The state's with the number one. So That's so crazy.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. California ranks, I believe, second still. What a shock. So yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it is. Totally. Wow. Idaho. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, there's been like a bunch there, but this is just like month. This isn't like for the year or anything like that, like ever. This is just lately.
Yeah.
There's been like 9. How do you get 0.18?
I have no idea. That's like having
9.18 sightings.
That's like having 2.3 kids. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, in the last month or so.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. How'd they come up with that?
Now listen to this. It says, states with the fewest UFO sightings are, it says maybe it's because of the Texas attitude. Number 1 is Texas.
Wow.
They've had the least sightings in Louisiana, New York, Maryland, Illinois.
Well, nobody's got New
Alabama.
York. I'm not surprised.
Yep. Then California, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and North Carolina. Those are the 10 with the fewest sightings right now.
Wow.
Yep. States with the most UFO sightings right now are Idaho, Montana, New Hampshire,
New Hampshire.
Maine,
Wow.
I know, New Mexico, Vermont, Wyoming, Hawaii, Washington, and Connecticut.
Huh.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
They're just saying right now, for some reason, they have the most UFO activity.
Huh.
That these are the best states to spot a UFO at this point.
Oh, there you go.
And this is according to satelliteinternet.com. They just talk about the UFO sightings and things like that. So I think that's just definitely, they have, and it's really a neat site because they have like UFO tips for newbies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really neat. So.
Go figure. Idaho. I never would have thought.
Yeah, you right?
Never. Wow. I wonder why. Even the ghosts aren't going. Nobody. Even the aliens aren't going to New York. So there you go.
And then there's some books that came out about UFOs in the sky, the upper Midwest states. Talking about, it's by John Scott Chase. His book in here just basically talks about different encounters and things like that. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
I have to go check out the bookstore. See if they have out. Haven't been there since Christmas. Crazy.
Yeah, it said that there was a wave of a wave of UFO sightings were cited in 1947 through 1979. Project Blue Book documented many of these UFO cases.
Yeah.
So this is talking about some of those cases and like the things that have happened.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
How, all these things, and it looks like a really neat book to me. So. Might be worth checking out.
Definitely.
I mean, it's just kind of it's a new deal, so
Sounds
I'm always trying to get different things.
Yeah.
But it's really weird because it's been an odd year for UFOs, where there hasn't been as many as there was.
No.
Maybe they got the COVID. I don't know.
Or they're just staying away. Would you come by here? No.
Probably not.
They'll come back after.
Yeah.
They're like, no. Interesting.
Right. So, did you find anything on the blue hole?
Oh, I'm looking. Let me see. It's just a thought.
So, there's a thing. There's a thing on here that people are claiming that this disease that's floating around is actually alien. That it actually came from some kind of buried things, and like deep in the forest, and that this is from aliens.
Oh,
so, there
interesting.
you go.
Okay.
Now we know the truth.
Yeah.
You never know, though, right?
Yep. Yeah. This is true. Let me see here. I'm just trying to find out if this blue hole off Florida's coast is anywhere even near the triangle.
Oh, I didn't even think about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
That didn't even dawn on me. Good call. Mothman, by the way, has made a few appearances again, and this time it's been towards Illinois. So I think now Illinois and Kentucky.
Oh, really?
That's interesting, yes. People are claiming that they've seen Mothman.
That's so weird because they've been showing the Mothman Prophecy quite a bit again. I've noticed.
Are they really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
the
wow.
Mothman Prophecies. Yep. It's been on
there's
several
supposedly
different
been
channels.
sightings in southern Illinois and towards Kentucky, so that's different. From Illinois to Kentucky, there's been southern Illinois.
Interesting.
Now, what's interesting about this is before the COVID started, there were Mothman sightings like around Chicago.
Oh, yeah. I saw something on that.
So now they're doing it again, and now it's on the rise. So who knows? That is so crazy.
Yes. That's freaking scary is what it is. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's very scary, actually. But
see, it's off the Florida coast, but it's not telling me.
the blue, there's not that saying. So if you guys get a chance, look up the blue hole.
Or it's called the green banana. Why, I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Yeah.
Off the coast of Florida. It's like there's something there, and like all these scientists are going in there. Like nobody's like saying like the origin of how this thing got there. Nobody's saying anything.
No, And it's like an inverted hourglass. They're going to go in and find out. Their leading mission about 50 miles offshore from St. Petersburg.
Now, why wouldn't they send like a submarine down there or something?
I don't know how deep they can go. Those like mini subs.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
They can only go so far down, and I'm not sure. They probably will. That's what probably the scientists are going to go in. I would think.
Yeah, because that's wild. But aren't they saying now that they're closing it off to private divers?
Yeah.
They were able to go before, but now they're closing it off. So it makes you wonder what they found.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what did they find down there that they're closing it off to other people?
Okay, let me see. I have a map here, I think. It starts, that triangle actually starts in Miami, goes up to Bermuda and back down to Puerto Rico. So, where is off of St. Petersburg? I would think it's near there.
That's wild. Makes you wonder, like, if it goes so deep that it's like going into like a fresh water somewhere. Somewhere else.
They're going to find out, but I'm wondering. Okay.
It says that there's coral, sponges, mollusks, sea turtles, and sharks in there.
Okay. You have St. Petersburg, St. Beach. It's near Miami, so I'm just wondering if it's like right on the edge of the triangle there. Interesting.
And they said that they also discovered endangered species in there too, like a small-toothed sawfish, which I guess is like an extremely dangerous fish.
Oh,
but it's also endangered, so there's only a few of them in the world, and they found them down there.
Wow. Very cool.
That is just wild.
Yeah, it is.
Apparently this isn't the only blue hole in the world, though.
No, there's lots of them. Lots of them.
Oh, it says on many of the holes, the opening is too small for an automated submersible.
Yep, it's one of the deepest blue holes they've ever discovered. So, they're going in next month. Interesting.
Yep, and it says that they don't actually know a whole lot about them. They said they don't know much about blue holes at all, like, origins, anything like that. You would think they would with all of them that are around. And it says that they're also looking to see if a particular blue hole is secreting nutrients or harbor microenvironments of new species of microbes.
Oh.
So maybe like these holes are like, making things that they don't,
According to, there was an article in Advanced Diver magazine, posted that there were so many sinkholes on the floor of the Gulf of Mexico that if it were possible to drain it, it would probably look like Swiss cheese. Wow.
Oh my God.
And scientists still don't know just how porous it is. They have verified about 20 underwater sinkholes on the west coast of Florida alone.
Yeah, see, and then there's, of course, the people like us, of course, that think there's more to the story.
Right.
So not only is this, harboring it is part of the Bermuda Triangle, right? Or like in that area.
Yeah, it sure looks like it.
Okay, so exactly what is, so if this is part of that, is that what could be causing this? And
that's what I'm thinking. It very well.
There's people that thinks it's the underwater UFOs.
Yeah,
or
because
they call those USOs or something.
They call them. What was it? I did a story on it. The USOs, underwater submerged objects, and there were in several places where people saw actual, I guess, UFOs coming out of the water. So, and
so people think that, and then there's other people that think that there's a crypto creature. That are causing these holes. Which I'm not sure that I would agree with that one, only because there would be something there in the water that would say, hey, this, something's down here.
Yeah, they're going to get sediment and stuff. And they don't know what they're going to find, which is interesting. But what if it's caused by, it maybe, who knows? And nobody has really answered the question on the Bermuda Triangle.
No.
They've never
given a definitive answer because they do not have, they don't know.
Nope, they sure don't. I think it's a portal.
There's a lot of people that say, they know and they're not telling us. I honestly don't think they know.
No, they don't know. They can't explain all of this.
Do you remember years ago there was a show called Sequest?
Yes, yeah.
ESP or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were basically going in the ocean and exploring the ocean. And I've often thought about that. It's like, has the ocean ever really been explored?
No, because
has it ever really truly? I mean, I know that they've scanned the bottom or whatever, so they kind of know what the bottom looks like. But, have they ever really, taken submersible down there and, really see what's down there?
No, because they can only go so far. They can only go so far down. They haven't come up with anything that'll even go deeper. So, until they do, they're not going to know.
Well, yeah, and it makes you wonder, because they say, there's mountains and valleys and stuff like that in the ocean. So it makes you wonder, above water here, in the mountains, we have caves. We have all these things. Are there caves in these mountains? Are there,
Yeah.
Are there places where there's pockets of air?
They just don't know.
Exactly. So could there be things that, who knows?
Yeah, we don't know. And there's a lot of unanswered questions with that. So, hopefully in the near future, maybe they'll come up with something where they can
that they have those underwater observatories.
Yeah.
I know they have those. I don't know how deep they go. But I know that they have those where they can actually see animals and things like that. So, but I'm not sure how deep they go under the water or whatever. But I think that's phenomenal to me that they can even do that.
Yes. But they can. I'm not sure how far they can actually go down, but I know a lot of it. They can't go, past that point. They haven't figured out how to do that yet. So.
Well, I mean, they found the Titanic and are able to harvest off that, and I know that's pretty deep down.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I have no idea, but this is kind of crazy. What do you guys think? Do you think, honestly, that there's, creatures down there, aliens,
there's something down there. I think. Supposedly, with the Russians, I think it was Russians, and there one lake up in there that they came face to face with them. So, I don't know.
Well, and there was something that happened a few years ago that wasn't talked about either, that that whole underwater research station that vanished.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? When it just was kind of I don't remember exactly the whole thing, but it vanished, just gone.
Yeah.
It was like an underwater, it was like a scientific observatory that just went missing. It was towards the end of last year, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit, if I remember right. But yeah, how did the whole place go missing? It's weird. That was totally bizarre.
Yeah, so how it just went gone, just boom. And there's underwater observatories all over the world, but for some reason this one just went missing.
Yeah, it went missing. How does it go missing?
And they thought that the reason I brought this up is they thought they found a suspect.
Oh, really?
But apparently it says suspect surfaces. Bad pun. And the underwater
a suspect? Seriously?
Yeah.
What kind of suspect?
I'm getting to it here. Hold on. It says Russian sub perhaps, but a few clues have surfaced. Oh, people thought it was a Russian sub, but it says a few clues have surfaced to suggest a more culprit. Sorry, I can't even talk today. A boat possibly fishing illegally somehow hooked the facility and dragged it away.
Okay. Must have been
I don't believe
that. I'm sorry.
Right?
I just can't. No.
It says the most likely explanation is a fishing traveler that accidentally caught a much heavier target than intended, for whose anchor snagged the station.
Okay. And they had no idea it was there.
And what cracks me up is, how do you not know that it's being dragged away? People go down there and they're in this station. So how do you not know that it's disappeared? It just makes no sense.
No.
I think there's something more said. I mean, me personally, if it's not some country that took it, I'm thinking maybe, like people say, what if it's like aliens? What if they
could be
like doing the work for us, pal,
Yeah, Fire in the Sky episode. Definitely. I mean, there's no trace of it, is there?
No, none.
Okay. You'd think somebody would have found something by now, but there's nothing.
The thing was it's like $3 million or something, or am I reading that wrong? Oh, sorry, a 330,000. So this actually wasn't a manned one. This is one of those ones that sit down there. They take pictures and they take data and water samples and stuff like that, and they send it through a computer.
So they didn't have a clue? No data was being sent back? They would have known.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. How would you not know that it suddenly went dark?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The computers wouldn't be sending anything back?
No.
Come on. Come on now. No. They just hooked onto it and took it with them. I don't think so.
No. I think somebody stole it.
I think it was a weather balloon. Okay. It was underwater. It's okay. Weather balloon. Oh my
It's
God.
really funny, too, about this blue hole thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one operational underwater research facility on the planet that's manned. It's a laboratory in the whole business, and it's used by NASA, the Navy, and other researchers, and it's off the coast of Florida.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yes, right?
Yeah. So you got the triangle out there, you got this manned station, and now we've got this huge blue hole. Interesting. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, more will come of this. We may not, or we may hear about it. It's hard
But
to tell.
it's not the only underwater observatory. It's just the only one that's like military involved type stuff, you know?
Yeah. That's what I'm
But
saying.
there are private ones.
Yeah.
That's what's always made me wonder about, like, going to, like, trying to go to other planets and stuff like that. It's like, why are we trying to go to other planets when, like, we have a whole planet here that hasn't even been, there's stuff that hasn't been discovered.
Yeah, that we don't even know about. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse me, but we keep trying to get out there. I don't know. Again, is there something we don't know? Maybe. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, there's lots of undersea stuff. Like, there's undersea habitats where they got them barely under the water. You know what I mean? Where you can, like, look at fish, you know, while you sleep or whatever. And there's a, you know, there's an undersea restaurant, there's undersea lodges, things like that. But, like, this one is, like, deep down, but it's used by the Navy and all kinds of people, so.
Interesting.
I think it's called Aquarius Reef Base or something. It's actually it's considered a base, like a U.S. base.
Yeah.
And it's off the Florida Keys, and isn't where that blue hole is?
It's off the Florida coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might be. It's probably close to it. In that same area, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, the Aqua Reef Base is an underwater habitat. It says located 5.4 miles or 9 kilometers for our friends overseas off Key Largo in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. It's deployed on the ocean floor. Now, this one's it's only, like I make it sound like it's nothing, but 62 feet below the surface.
Okay.
And next to a deep coral reef named Conch Reef. Now, this is actually a manned place. It's an actual base. And it's run by all kinds of people. It says it was owned by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the NOAA. And now it's like they got Navy people there. They got all kinds of people there.
Actually, that's kind of west of what their this blue hole in the triangle. It's a little west. Okay. Interesting. But
it says it was actually first supposed to be outside of Catalina Island, but was moved to the U.S. Virgin Islands following Hurricane Hugo.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Interesting. And it says the laboratory is most often used by marine biologists from whom Aquarius acts as home base as they study the coral reef, the fish and aquatic plants that live nearby. But it says the U.S. Navy sometimes uses the base, but it doesn't say for what.
Yeah.
So sometimes use it. Okay, well, what is it used for? Is it like hunting for UFOs or what?
Yeah.
Not flying USOs.
Yeah, USOs, yes. Huh. It still could be connected. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
It's definitely different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It says from June 1st to July 2nd, 2014, Fabian Cousteau and his crew spent 31 days living and working in Aquarius in tribute to Jack Cousteau. 30 days underwater expedition. That was his. Cousteau's 30-day underwater expedition, 1963. Cousteau estimated the team collected the equivalent of 2 years' worth of surface diving data during the mission, enough for 10 scientific papers.
Wow.
So there's gotta, I want to see the inside of this thing. What does it look like?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what I want to see. Because to me, that's crazy that people can actually live in this thing.
Yeah.
They show pictures of the outside.
But not of the inside?
Yeah. Like there's nothing. And there's different pictures, too. That's what's wild. There's, like, drawings of it, like almost like an animation type thing, but there's nothing that shows what it looks. There's pictures of people, like, inside looking out of a porthole.
Okay.
But there's nothing that shows, like, how they live, where they sleep.
Interesting that there's no info on that.
Oh, wait, I just found something. It almost looks like an old ship or something. But that was from 2002. God knows how much they
Okay, but wouldn't Cousteau would have had pictures on the inside, wouldn't they? I would have thought.
Guess. So, But it says that there was better construction after Hurricane Hugo. So since then, it's been like apparently gotten better. So
cool.
It makes me wonder what the hell. I want like a tour.
Yeah, that would be friggin' awesome.
But since they consider it a base, I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
Yeah, probably not. You have to get clearance. Good Lord, yeah, they probably wouldn't let us in. Wow, that's dun dun dun. Here we go down the rabbit hole. Yep. Absolutely, yeah. It very well could have something to do with everything else in the area. It's hard telling. It's funny how you can find out some, but they're not telling everything.
Yeah.
Oh, she's typing. She's a looking here.
I am looking.
You know it. Yeah, I would have thought Cousteau would have had inside pictures.
You would think.
Unless they have them, but they're theirs, you know what I mean? They can't show them or something. Hard telling.
Yeah. It's definitely wild, though. I'm sitting here looking at this going, oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Denise can hear me.
I always know when she's out looking for something.
I'm looking at something that people are sending. Somebody just sent me something.
Okay.
And I'm wondering what the heck this is.
They have a floor plan of it. Interesting. A science lab and main lock. Escape hatch, storage. A wet porch. Okay.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
It's like some kind of pressure thing that when they come in from the dive, they go straight up and it's just like normal air.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about finding some other stuff here about underwater stuff? It's really, you know how it is. It's like one click leads to another.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's a thing about underwater. I was just talking about how there could be caves and stuff like
right.
And stuff. And they're talking about divers wanting to go into these caves.
Yeah.
Like almost like spelunking, but with diving.
Yeah. That'd be kind of...
How would that even work? Because some of them are so, you got to squeeze through and,
That would be kind of scary, because that's where your sea snakes and stuff live. You don't want to get bit by one of those. That would be kind of scary, I would think.
Yeah. Now, this is what I don't understand. Okay, I'm confused here about this whole cave thing.
Okay.
It's like, okay, so how can we get into a cave with a big old diving thing? Maybe they're talking about, like, submersibles or something, like maybe like they did with the Titanic, how they were able to get in there.
Could be, yeah.
Maybe that would make more sense. I thought they meant, like, divers, like, okay, now that's just weird. How can they do that?
Yeah. I mean, they could... Yeah. It depends on how far down. I mean, I'm sure there's some divers that have explored some of the caves, but you got to be really careful in those. Really careful. Actually, they say the astronauts train for space down in that base.
Really?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that's
okay. Here we go. Tampa Bay Times. Alien spaceship may lay off Florida coast. Says Discovery Channel.
Really?
Treasure hunter. In a close encounter of submerged kind, Discovery Channel treasure hunter said he found what could be a massive extraterrestrial structure at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean off the Florida coast.
Right where this blue hole is, probably.
Daryl Miklos, host of Discovery's treasure hunting show, Cooper's Treasure, he was chasing the trail of an English shipwreck when he made the find 300 feet beneath the Bermuda Triangle. Damn, I'm good.
Yikes.
Yeah, I was trying to identify shipwreck material on charts when he noticed something that stuck out and shocked him, Miklos said. It was a formation unlike anything I've ever seen related to shipwreck material. It was too big. It was also something completely different than anything he'd seen that was made by nature. The latest NASA astronaut Gordon Cooper to hunt for the shipwrecked treasure around the Cooper, yeah. Miklos' find is a USO, unidentified submerged object. The coral-covered structure features 15,300-foot-long arms jutting out from a center object. The coral could be thousands of years old. And they also said coral couldn't naturally grow in those formations.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, they don't think they're nature-made or man-made, these formations. We've identified multiple different types.
Do they have pictures of this?
I don't see any yet. Hang on. Interesting. They want to investigate further before saying exactly what he thinks the structure could be. Nope. I don't see any pictures. So, I rest my case. Interesting.
Okay, so we have aliens possible aliens off the coast of Florida.
Right below the Bermuda Triangle, which could be right off by Miami there.
2020 is a crazy year, I'm telling you. We got aliens off the coast of Florida.
Yeah.
We have the most alien sightings in Idaho right now.
Yeah, Idaho, yeah. So, and we have this blue hole in the same area. Excuse me, the green banana. And then we have
Have they ever
this.
explained why they call it the green banana?
Yes, they said this. They knew about this a long time ago. And a fisherman, I guess, saw a green banana skin floating in there. You know, kind of in the hole part.
Oh, okay.
A green banana skin. Therefore, they call it the green banana.
Oh,
This
okay.
isn't
Well, that
something.
makes sense.
This is not something new, apparently. This has been there for a long time. Why all of a sudden they want info on it, I don't know.
See, and that's what I'm saying. This is where the sketchy stuff starts coming up to me, because it's like there's something that's been there for a long time, and suddenly out of the blue they want to, all these scientists are flocking there for what? You know, for what?
Yeah, Lost Blue Hole, Nassau, Bermuda Triangle, Blue Hole. Yeah. Is an area bounded. Blue Hole. Let me see what we got here. Interesting. That doesn't tell me anything.
I know. It is. It's like almost like solving a mystery. It's like we're getting little bits and pieces and trying to...
Yeah.
Because that's one thing we figured out with this, doing this show, or I have anyways, I'm sure you have too.
Yeah.
That you can never find the truth in one thing that you read.
Right.
You will always find the truth in several things that you read. You kind of have to piece it together. And left hand watches the right.
Right, exactly. Let's see. The blue hole. Oh, yeah. Damn it. Stop it. Okay. Blue hole in the Florida Ocean. Yeah, this was way back. Let's see.
Did you see the thing about the crypto creature that was discovered around the pool?
No.
Okay, so it says here, now this is one of those offsites, but like, kind of like Men in Black say, sometimes you got to get the stuff from the tabloids, but this is, they were saying here that a half man, some kind of fish with almost like human-esque arms was spotted around that black hole.
Oh, why am I not
could that be an alien? Like who knows? Like I said, I think anything's possible at this point. With all the crazy crap that's going on right now, I believe anything at this point.
I know, yeah. Now they want to all of a sudden explore it. Why? Search of signs of life among other things. Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Why? Why now?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like there's so much.
This is not. This hole has been there. This is not something new. I'm trying to find where that was. Interesting.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a blue hole in Brazil.
Uh-huh.
It goes to Brazil. People have dived that thing, but people have lost their lives because something with the density of the water.
Oh, see, you gotta be careful.
It totally screws up with something with the pressure and things. Wow, that's some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Now, see, people are like, why is this on Encounters and Ecto? Because this could possibly be something that is alien.
Well, yeah, they say
or
that...
crypto, or God knows what they're finding down there.
Yeah, that guy from Discovery Channel found that USO, that's unidentified submerged objects. And he believes it is a USO. So, it's not mad. There's coral on there and everything. And it is not nature-made or man-made. They don't know what it is, and it's huge. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. So, I guess we'll be finding out more.
Heck yeah, we will. Here's another thing that happened. Florida. What is up with Florida?
I don't know.
This person claims that there was a sinkhole in their living room. Now listen to this.
Okay.
A sinkhole in the living room that fixed itself.
Okay.
He claimed one night that his living room floor opened up. When he called the police, went outside to meet the police, came in, the floor was back together. He's done this twice now. I don't believe that.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand things, you see things, but it's like, I don't understand how that could happen.
No, I don't either. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, I can't see how that would even happen.
I mean, I can understand, I don't know, illusions or whatever, but you can't put together, like your flooring and stuff like that.
Yeah,
No.
no.
I call BS on that story. Yep, I definitely call BS on that story.
Yeah.
I don't like to call BS on stories, but that one I call BS on.
Yeah, definitely.
Because even if it was some kind of paranormal or the earth or whatever, but it's like, how would the floor come back together?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was contemplating. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
And yeah, I just can't see that. Yeah.
Lots of paranormal stuff going on with this COVID going on, with like the last shutdowns and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the story I have. So, I mean, I believe a lot of things, but that one, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, yeah, no. So why don't you share one of those with us?
Okay. Do you want the one about the lockdown or the other one?
Doesn't matter. Both. Start. I don't know.
Okay, well, this first one isn't the lockdown one. It's from this guy John, and he was saying that, well, he didn't know. He said, hold on, let me get this. Wasn't prepared yet. Hold on. Okay. All right, I just kind of got the cliff notes of what he sent me. Okay, basically he said his whole life he never believed in the paranormal. He never believed in ghosts. He never thought anything was possible like that. He says, honestly, his exact words, I thought it was all hooey.
Okay.
BS, basically. So, he said he had moved into this new apartment of his. It was outside of the city of Chicago, a suburb.
Uh-huh.
And he said he had been in there, and he said he started feeling like weird things, like almost going into a depression, things like that. And he thought it was because he was away from his family, friends, whatnot.
Uh-huh.
His exact writing. The first night that I was in my apartment, the very first night, I can remember I had dropped my carton of milk. Even though it didn't spill, nothing spilled out, the lid stayed on, I felt mad at myself, all angered, where I started grabbing my hair and pulling out my hair because I had dropped my gallon of milk. He said this was the very first night. Then I noticed several days later, I started getting depressed about things. Like I would think about my parents, or I would think about my neighbor, or a third grade girlfriend I had when I was 9 years old, and just weird things like that, and just go into a deep depression over things that normally shouldn't matter to a normal person.
Okay.
Because after being there about a month, little things, he said, the littlest thing, if I couldn't find a shoe, he said, I would beat myself up and I would get angry. I was punching walls, everything that you could imagine of a deep depression or anger or bipolar. So I went to the doctor, and they diagnosed me saying that I had bipolar, actually put me on medicine, which did not help. After several months of being there, a friend of mine came over and suggested maybe that I had some kind of demonic thing in my apartment or my home. He has home in parentheses. He said she came in and she did a saging, and actually the thing seemed to lift for a little while, and I thought maybe she was right, but still part of me didn't want to believe that. I did not believe in anything like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I just read it. One night I had he dropped stuff a lot, dropped a cup on my toe, and my toenail started bruising right away. I got so obsessed over that toenail and how it looked and how I couldn't believe that I did that to myself. I actually got out a hammer and smashed the toenails of my other toes.
Oh my God.
So that one wouldn't look so stupid. In his eyes, it looked stupid. So I just was not myself. Things just couldn't get any worse for me. He said he finally lost his job, and he actually ended up having to move out of that apartment. And he said things seemed to be better for a while, and I thought maybe, I still didn't believe in the paranormal, but I thought maybe just getting back to my family and everything would be all right. Well, then I started noticing dark entities in my parents' hallway, which were never there before. He said I never experienced anything in my parents' house. And I started to think that I was crazy, and my dad started thinking that I was crazy, especially. My mom just kind of laid back and just tried to ignore the whole thing, pretending like nothing was wrong. The friend of mine that had told me that my house may have been haunted by a demon or something like that literally told me something followed me home. She did not sugarcoat it, just flat out said that you have a demon with you and it stayed with you. Now you've brought it to your parents' house. I still didn't. How would you not want to believe? Okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyways, I still didn't want to believe that this was true because I've been told my whole life that these things do not exist. So I went to a pastor friend of mine who I actually grew up with, the person that became a pastor, and I explained to him what was going on and what my friend had said. And he had actually gotten out his Bible and started reading Bible scriptures, and I started feeling sick to my stomach. What? I started feeling sick to my stomach, and I started throwing up what looked like bile.
Ooh.
And he told me that he believed that I was possessed, but he could not form an exorcism without permission from the church that he was at.
Okay.
That I waited a few months, and then in my parents' household, I noticed that my mom and dad were fighting constantly. My little sister moved out of the house because she was angry at everybody and couldn't take it anymore. 19 years old. She just decided just to get up and move out of the house.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
My dad and I started fighting. He started doing things like calling me a failure and all these things because I had to move back home. Finally, my friend got permission, but he didn't do what needed to be done. It was somebody else they had brought in. I went through several weeks of different types of an exorcism. People think it's one thing and it's over, and it's not.
Did you hear that?
Takes weeks. What?
It was kind of strange. I was getting like a real high-pitched sound, and then like somebody would breathe into a microphone. That's what it sounded like.
Ew.
Okay, go ahead.
Got anybody else there with you?
No.
Weird. See, I'm talking about this.
See, there it goes again.
That's weird.
It's like a high-pitched noise.
Is
Go
it
ahead.
me talking?
No.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, he says some people think this is over in one day, but it's not. He says you go through several sessions until finally you're free of this thing. He said that they believe that's what it was, that it was a possession, and that I had brought that, it attached to me in that apartment, and I brought it home to my parents' house.
Okay.
And he says, I have not had any experiences since then, and I am truly a believer now. What you think?
Yeah.
I'm truly a believer now. And I suggest to anybody that if you start feeling just depression where you haven't had it before, anger issues where you haven't had it before, definitely explore what may be in your house or your surroundings. I'm no longer on medication and have not needed any, but I always want to share this story because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. What? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow. I mean...
Right?
I can't even imagine. I mean...
Yeah, so he moves out. He's in his late 20s, by the way, if anybody wants to know. I didn't share that information, but he had moved out of his parents' house, moved into his own place finally. It was actually away from his parents, like, I guess quite a ways away.
Uh-huh.
When this happened to him.
Well, I mean, I do believe people can, get something attached to them.
Well, he said according to one of the people that had done this procedure was saying that they can heighten feelings and anger and depression and things like that, which I know from the house that I lived in.
Yes.
Like the littlest thing, like where he said he dropped the milk and he started pulling out his hair because he was so disappointed in himself for dropping the milk.
It just goes to a whole new level, yeah.
And that's what happened to me in that house that I lived in. That's how it was. It's like every little thing, it doesn't matter. It's like if I got up and the remote dropped on the floor, I was like screaming, like,
Yeah.
Just breaking out over just the dumbest stuff. And I'd pick up the remote and I'd like throw it onto the couch or something, and it was like but when I left that house, I was fine.
Yeah. Yep.
I know that thing was attached to that house, but apparently this thing attached to him.
Yeah, which can happen. Or you bring home items that have attachments to them. I'm always, telling people, be careful at garage sales, flea markets, any of that.
Oh, yeah, for absolute sure.
Because they're not going to, whoever's selling this stuff is not going to tell you, oh, by the way, no. Some stuff they're getting rid of for a reason. So just be careful. I always tell people that. Be careful. You don't know.
Right?
Yep.
That is so crazy. I'm
Yep.
sitting there like going over my notes, seeing if there's anything. Yeah. Oh, here's another thing. He said that he had forgotten a shirt in the laundry. Like down in his basement. I guess his apartment building has like a basement laundry. That's what mine has too.
Uh-huh.
And he had forgotten a shirt. And when he went down there, some lady had taken it and put it on the counter. And he started screaming at her.
Oh.
He said, I screamed at her wildly and told her, how dare you touch my face.
Oh.
Right.
Hey, Sheldon.
Get killed by that. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Wow. Yep, you just never know. I mean, you kind of went through that yourself. Thank God what didn't attach to you. That would not have been a good thing. But
no, that would not. Well, I know that thing was in that house because, like I said, for years it had gotten my mother sick.
Oh, yeah.
And my sister. But, I'm one of those people, like, I didn't, these are physical. I was like, how could that do that? I didn't know it could do that, but it can.
Yep, absolutely. So always be careful.
So, yeah. That is crazy.
Yep.
Like I said, those kind of stories, it's not that I don't like them, but it's like I don't like, just gives me the creeps.
Mm-hmm. Very much so, very much so. Well, I have one that's still going on today. And it's called the Unsolved Case of the Wyric House. And it's here in the U.S. in Georgia. In a rural town called Ellerslie. Ellerslie. It's a quaint, Ellerslie.
Ellerslie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a quaint, quiet area, and within it sits a modest one-story brick house. It is, by all appearances, a rather nondescript little home. That has peaceful serenity of surroundings. There isn't much to see, and one night typically just pass it right on by. However, it was here where, starting from 1989, a strange tale of the paranormal would begin to unfold, and it would change an entire family's life, which has permeated the property and tormented them right up until the present day. And it starts with this young couple, Andrew and Lisa Wyric. They're excited. They just purchased their first house, and they moved in with their young daughter, Heidi. At first, it was a dream come true, and although the 3-bedroom home was modest, it was their first step and the first place they could call their own. At first, things couldn't have been better, and it was everything they hoped for, but then strange incidents began to unfold. And it started with Heidi claiming there was a kindly elderly man with long gray hair and wearing a suit, tie, and shiny black shoes, who had come onto the property and talked to her. She said the man's name was Gordy, and that he would talk to her and tell her stories, as well as sit on the swings outside and hold her hand. This was a bit disturbing to the parents. Yeah. And the thought of a creepy old man coming to talk to their daughter really unsettled them.
Right? That's creepy
Yeah,
as all.
yeah. Despite the fact that, she said he was very friendly and not at all menacing. They kept an eye on her and noticed she would sit outside talking to herself. So they thought. And there was no old man materialized under their watch. They sort of chalked it up to her imagination, that Gordy was her imaginary friend. Even though her parents did not think Gordy was an actual person, to Heidi he was very real. And she insisted that he really did come to her. As eerie as this was, there would be other phantom visitors to the young girl. And some of these were a bit spookier, and then a lurking old man. The next one who came to her was a man who called himself Con, C-O-N, Con. And he appeared at the front door one day wearing a white t-shirt covered with blood. And,
Poltergeist, but creepier.
And sporting an injured, bandaged hand. She went to tell her father about the visitor, but when he came to the door, he was gone. Nevertheless, he was convinced that the man had tried to abduct his daughter, and he searched the entire neighborhood for a man in a bloody t-shirt, but found no one. It came to pass that Lisa Wyric would mention these incidents to her sister, who happened to live nearby, and this is where things would become even more bizarre. Gordy was mentioned, and Lisa's sister showed surprise when it did, as the house where the Wyrics lived had, in fact, once been owned by an elderly man named James S. Gordy, who was found that had died in 1974 and exactly matched Heidi's description. It was quite a shock because there was no way their young daughter could have possibly known about the previous owner. As for the other man, Con, the two did a little digging into the history of the house and found that the house next door had once belonged to a Catherine Ledford, who had an uncle named Lon Con Bachelor.
Oh, wow.
Who had once mauled his hand in a cotton gin accident and died of cancer in 1957. They managed to contact Ledford, who was still alive, and procured some family pictures to show Heidi, who immediately picked out Con as the man she had seen at the front door. In the meantime, Heidi continued to claim that she would see other mysterious figures and even animals wandering about the property. And considering the strange circumstances of her sightings of Gordy and Con, the parents were becoming convinced these were no mere imaginary friends, but she could actually see spirits. This notion was strengthened when they had this parapsychologist, Dr. William Roll, come to investigate the home. He was able to dig up some photos of the man Gordy, and when these photos were mixed with some others, she was immediately able to point Gordy out. And after talking extensively with the family, Roll became convinced the girl was indeed seeing spirits. It was a little scary time for the family. At first, these spirits did not seem malevolent or out to do them any real harm. Heidi never expressed any fear of seeing them, but this would change when Lisa became pregnant with their second child. It was a situation that seemed to have drawn in something more insidious and sinister, starting with the appearance of a shadowy figure with no features lurking in the hallway. That instilled hysterical fear and panic in Heidi. Shortly after this, the paranormal activity in the home escalated into full-blown poltergeist activity, with objects moving or flung across the room, inexplicable sounds, and this graduated to actual physical attacks, mostly aimed at Heidi's father. The family thought about moving, but the obviously very angry entity, but they decided it would likely follow them wherever they went. This frightening activity would only get more intense when Heidi's sister Jordan was born. One morning they awoke to find some scratches on Heidi's face, and on another occasion Andrew Wyric would claim he had woken up to find 3 deep gashes in his side. This was enough to convince them to move, but just as they had expected, the malicious...
See, again, when it happens to the dad, they get the hell out. See?
Yeah. But the malicious presence followed them and continued the attacks. According to the family, the entity once picked Heidi up by the feet and lifted her completely off the ground. And this activity would stay with her into adulthood.
Oh, crazy.
Her story managed to hit the news over the years and became the focus of a Discovery Channel documentary. It's called A Haunting in Georgia. And was also an episode on Unsolved Mysteries. And Heidi now, as she's an adult with children of her own, claims she still regularly sees spirits of all forms, including the dark entity, and says of her ability. This is what she says. I can sense when it's an evil presence, or if it's a good one. If I sense evil, you wouldn't believe the feelings you can get. I've literally been sick to my stomach. Most of the time, I've learned to keep a lot of it to myself, and I really don't even notice it. You get used to seeing these things after a while. Every day, I wish these things wouldn't have happened, because my life would be so much different. I wouldn't be known for something like this. So this, it still followed her to this day. It's still today.
That's wild.
Yeah. Can you imagine having to live with that all your life? I can't even imagine.
No, I couldn't, because have I told you? I don't know. I think I discussed it once about when I went into that casino that one time.
Yeah.
Where I seen the guy with the black eyes. Like, nobody else seen this.
Yeah.
But, like, his eyes were, like, complete, like, it was just hollow. Like, there were no eyes there at all.
Oh.
And it was just black.
Ooh.
And I can remember him saying, you know, like, you want to play or something? And I was like, no. And I grabbed I was like, let's go. It's like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, nobody else seen this, but I could see, like, this black hollow.
Oh, my God.
And that doesn't always happen, you know, with
Right.
me. Like I said, I think I have abilities, but I don't have, like, heightened abilities, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you watched that show, Psychic Kids?
Yes.
Where there's a new season where the kids from the original show are actually the mentors.
Yeah, I did see that. That was interesting. Yeah. Because they helped the kids, you know.
And there was one girl where there was a dark entity with her too.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of the mentors left out of the deal because she'd never dealt with that before.
Yeah, that was a good show. I like that. It was interesting.
Yeah. I thought so too, and you can get the episodes on Hulu now too, and it's really neat to me.
Yeah, it's good. I like that one. I thought it was good because now they're helping them, you know, and it really does help them. But this is going on to this day, and to be on Unsolved Mysteries, I mean, that's freaking crazy. And
I
she's
feel
still
bad for her because it's like something that she never got rid of.
Nope.
Now on that Psychic Kids, they talk about this kid who 10 years before picked up a spirit in a cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
And he was kind of bothering him a lot and stuff like that. and he's still with him. He said that he still cannot get rid of him, that he just kind of pushes him back.
Yeah.
But he's still there.
Dang. Yeah, that was a good show. I like that. So if you get a chance to see it, guys. Seriously. It might help you. You never know.
Exactly. If you have abilities or you know somebody who does, it might help you to kind of center and focus. And, you know, it's really a cool show.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, the second story that I have tonight is, this is actually a person that personally I know. And she claims that she always knew that her place was haunted. Always. Like, she always knew there was a spirit there. Things got moved, you know, different things like that. But she said during this lockdown, she couldn't really get out of her house because her job was one of the ones where it was furloughed, things like that. Yeah. And, you know, she was on unemployment and stuff like that. And she was at home.
Yeah, no, you couldn't go anywhere. Yeah.
Exactly. And she said there was really nowhere to go. She said I could go for drives, but she said that the spirit, the not so much attacks, but the things that were happening more often and constant.
Mm.
She said she could feel her energy. Okay, my energy was being drained constantly when I was at home, constantly, where it wasn't before. She said because I would get out of the house, work, go to the gym, go to different places, and I had an escape, so it never bothered me. But now that I was in the house almost 24/7, I was constantly feel like I was being drained. Things were moving around more often. Cabinets were being slammed. Dishes were being pulled out of the cabinets onto the floor, breaking.
Oh, Lord.
Right? I would wake up to find my dining room chairs 6 feet away from my table. Some even put upside down and stacked up against the wall. So, like, I guess almost like when the restaurants tip them over or something.
Yeah.
And it was stacked up against the wall. I would find my silverware all over the house, which is really weird to me. Well, yeah. Didn't have to point that one out.
Wow.
But yeah, she said that my silverware I'd find all over the house. I'd find it in my linen closet, my bathroom, my spare room. I even found some outside of my door.
Oh my God.
Like it had been thrown, like somebody opened the door and threw the silverware outside.
Wow. Wow.
And I had tried to talk to the spirit to tell it to please stop, that, you know, I didn't, you know, that I didn't want to move and all this. She said it stopped for a few days, but then it started right back up again.
Oh. God.
Every time I turned around, my drawers were open, things were taken out. At first, it scared me because I thought somebody had broken into my apartment, maybe while I was sleeping or something, but that just wasn't the case. Everything was locked from the inside and nobody was in there. I would find clothes in my drawers strung all over the bedroom. I'd make my bed. I would go in the kitchen and come back. The bed would be unmade.
Oh, dear
If
Lord.
I tried making it again, I would go in the living room and come back, and the sheets and everything would be on the floor.
Oh, my God.
Right? Almost like he was like just angry, just messing with her or something. That's crazy.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to read it through the phone here. Finally, when I had enough, I had everybody's got where do you guys find these friends?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't have friends I can just call.
Yeah. Yeah, I know,
I finally
right?
had enough. I called a friend who knew a paranormal team, and they actually came to my apartment in the midst of this pandemic, and they did some readings, which they said it was the highest readings they'd ever had, and they're investigating.
Oh.
They actually have on tape my silverware drawer opening and a couple of spoons just flopping out onto the floor.
Oh, Lord.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God.
I want to see this tape. She said once her investigation was done, they had gotten hold of a lady that they know that came to my apartment. She cleansed the apartment, and a psychic medium And she actually talked to the spirit. And apparently she thinks it was a spirit of a man who died in that apartment, but not in a good way.
Oh.
Said it had been years prior, somewhere in the 90s, years prior. God, I feel old. Okay.
Wow.
Somewhere in the 1990s, he had been murdered in the apartment. That's what she got. And she talked to him and moved him on, and I have not had anything happen since.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but I think the first time I made my bed and came back and it was unmade again, I'd be out of that house.
You ain't kidding. How could you even sleep in there? I'd be scared to death.
I wouldn't sleep. There's no... I'll tell you what, even just in that house that I was in with the stuff going on, I was hardly sleeping. I literally would leave for work sometimes 4 hours early just so I could sleep in my van in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's correct. I wouldn't be able to. No way. I'd be afraid. I'm totally terrified. Wow. That's no.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Especially like where it was opening the door and throwing the spoon.
Yeah, I'd be
outside.
like, excuse me. Yep, bye. You can have it. Wow.
Or to wake up and have your chair upside down.
Yeah, no.
Wall.
Yeah, no.
And I'm just sitting there picturing it because I can see something like that where you're not home all the time. So
yeah.
Like a paranormal activity wouldn't be as bad. You know what I mean?
I think
you would notice things, but
that's
not as
it.
bad.
You wouldn't notice it as much. You wouldn't,
Or it was probably tolerable to her.
Yeah.
But then when she was home all the time.
Yeah, then it really. Wow. Yep, no.
I just got a message from my friend Mary that said at the time that you said that you heard a whistling or something.
No.
She said that she heard a growl.
I heard something, almost something like somebody breathing into a mic. It could have been a growl. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said, wait a minute.
That's weird.
Every time we do this show.
Yeah, something happens, especially when we talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
It's like somebody go and watch it.
See?
Don't say anymore.
Yeah, thank you for, verifying that for me, because she would have had to listen.
There was a growl. Like I said, I couldn't hear it on this side, neither could you. You just heard something.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost sounded like somebody breathing into a microphone. Yeah, really.
I'm getting chills thinking about her, like that, like this whole business.
Yeah, the hair. Yeah, I just
did
too.
That. Because you know what, that kind of happened at that house of mine. It was like when everybody else was there, it wasn't as bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like little things. But I mean, I did notice the heightened in fighting and stuff like that. But it's like, other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of like stuff moving or, things pounding or anything like that. But it was when everybody left.
Yeah.
When me and my ex divorced and all the kids were out of the house and I was the only one there, that's when it really hit the fan.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I got to the point where my hair was actually falling out. I don't know if it was from stress or if it was sickness, but I know I was sick all the time. Like, I'd be in the house and I'd feel sick to my stomach, like I wanted to puke.
Yeah.
And I was always getting headaches and my muscles hurt. It got to the point where my muscles hurt and stuff so bad that I actually thought I was getting something like MS or something, because I was just like, but then the second I would leave that house, I was fine.
Wow. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm serious. The second I would leave that house, get in my car and pull out of the driveway, I felt better.
Wow.
And as I drove away and started driving to work, I would feel 100 times better.
Wow.
Well, that town itself, too, is just kind of weird. It's a really small town in the Oklahoma Panhandle. It's half Texas, half Oklahoma. Yeah. It's like the town is just like their football team is the Red Devils, which whatever, Yeah. But it's like they actually use the devil emblem, and then they have before each game they do like a snake dance.
Oh God!
Like all the kids and everybody, they lock hands and they go back and forth down the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, and they have big bonfire thing.
Are you sure they weren't sacrificing somebody in there? I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, it's just, but it is like a really small religious, like super religious town.
Wow, but
You know what I mean? And they do that, so it's kind of like makes you wonder.
ooh, yeah.
But yeah, but that happened in that town, and my house isn't the only one where people had experiences on that whole corner there, because the house next to mine used to be a funeral parlor. And that house, my old house, that funeral parlor house, and the one next to it, and that whole like triangle, they all had experiences in those houses. My sister lived in the other one at one point on the other side, and she used to have experiences all the time.
Interesting.
And I actually lived in the one that used to be, well, it was before I found out it was a funeral home, but years ago, like eons ago, when my kids were babies, my parents owned all three of those houses.
Wow.
And I had actually lived in the bigger house at one point, and stuff was constantly going wrong with that house. Electrical problems, this, that, plumbing, you know, just like, you know, and we thought, well, it's just an old house. Well, it just got too much, and we left. But then the people after us were experiencing, like, weird stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like their curtains being open when they left and stuff like that. You know, so I have a feeling it has to do with that property, and I think, you know, then I found out that house that I was actually living in later, you know, when the one that was really haunted when I left, that somebody had committed suicide in that house.
Yeah, all of a sudden you start looking into things, and then you find stuff out. It's like, yeah, that certainly explains it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
Dang.
I know people ask me all the time, like, how did you say? It's like, it's a matter of, like, having to. Do you know what I mean? It's like I was freshly divorced. I had no money.
Yeah.
I had no place to go. Like, literally no place. I would sometimes work 12 to 16 hours a day just so I didn't have to go home.
Oh.
I would leave that house sometimes 4 and 5 hours early just so I could go sleep in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was that bad. It was seriously that bad.
Wow.
So, yeah, you know, you just never know what's going on in somebody's life.
No, you don't.
But yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. And that thing that day, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because I didn't want to live with my sister, but man, I called her right after that, let me tell you.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, for people who don't know, I heard like a noise. It was I was trying to sleep. And I heard like this boom, boom, boom sound in my living room, like somebody was pounding and walking. And at this point, I acknowledged the spirit that was there, or whatever was there. And I would yell at it, like, knock it off, stop it. You know,
yeah, I've done that. I know you're here. Knock it off already. Yeah,
exactly. So I went out from my bedroom to the living room, and it was like it was right at the point where like the sun was starting to go down. You know what I mean? Where it's still kind of daylight, but it's actually night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was right before I had to go to work, and I was just I still had a few hours that I could actually sleep, and it was just making me so mad. And I went out there, and I screamed at the top, "What you said?" I looked over, and there was this little shadow. It was probably about 4 feet tall, and it seriously looked just like, I know people laugh when I say this, but you know, like the crossing signs where the people that are on the yellow sign?
Yeah.
It kind of looked like that.
Oh my God.
And you could see its body like turned a little bit away from me, almost like it was like turned to the right. And when I came out of the room yelling, it turned like it was looking at me. And like we both just stood there for just like a few seconds, just kind of like, and you couldn't see a face.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it charged me.
Oh my God.
And it pushed me to the side and went into the wall.
Wow.
So yeah, and at that point I said, screw it. I mean, I was done. I called into work. I said, I am not coming in there. And I called my sister and I told her, you come get me tonight. I said, I am not staying here. And literally, she came, and that night I slept in my van across the street from my house when she was coming to get me. And I watched the lights in my house going on and off in different rooms.
Holy crap.
Like it was just taunting me.
Okay, just as you were talking about it, it sounded like there's signal coming in or something. I don't know what that is. I wonder if she heard
weird.
that too.
I don't know.
I don't know, but it's not happening all the time. It's just weird. Every time we do this show.
Every time we do this show, something weird happens, like on the air,
Yeah.
or like something that we can hear and they can't hear, or something they heard.
Right, and we didn't hear it, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so I literally did not step foot in that house again.
I don't blame you.
I take that back. I went in one time just to get my clothes and my pictures, and then after that I didn't step foot in it again.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
People come to I was sold everything. I let the house go. I didn't care. I was done.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. Thank God it didn't follow you.
No, it didn't. It stayed in the house. But people, when the house, the new owners of that house had bought the house, now my old neighbor who lived 4 houses down, she worked at night too, so on her nights off she couldn't sleep. She was out smoking a cigarette right around 3-something in the morning, and she heard like a bunch of commotion, so she went out in her yard and she looked down. She said the people who had bought that house left in the middle of the night in their pajamas.
Holy
and did not come back.
crap.
So, something happened.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, she said the dad of the house had come back, like packed up stuff, but they left a lot of their furniture and stuff in the house, and then she said there was a for sale sign up again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, that's not a good sign. No.
No, not at all. Not for people to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No, yeah, something definitely was going. Holy shit. Wow. Creepy.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
So yeah, most definitely, strange things can happen. So like I said, I know it's far-fetched. People like, oh, I don't believe it, but like her, I believe it, because I know, like, when you're in a house alone, things get heightened.
Yes, definitely.
Especially where there was already activity there, to begin with.
Wow.
I don't want people to be creeped out to be alone in their house. I'm not saying every time you're alone in a house that's going to happen to you. I'm just saying, like, if you're in a house where things already go bump in the night and you're there alone for a while, it will start messing with you.
Yep. That's so very true.
But her spirit must have been, like, super strong to be able to do all that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
To actually get it on tape, the drawer opening and, like, silverware just flopping out of it. That's crazy.
Yes, that is crazy. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'd have seen that. I would like, bye. See ya. Nope. I wouldn't have stayed there. I'm God almighty. I'm surprised you lasted as long as you did.
Well, like I said, it's a matter of no other choice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I get it.
Well, the house had been in my family for years, and like I said, none of us ever associated, like my mother. Because like my mother, she smoked like a train, and she dipped everything in bacon grease before she fried it in bacon grease. Old school.
Yeah, oh yeah. But the cup with the bacon grease in it, yeah.
Really didn't surprise me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like I never associated it with that house, but it's like when you look back on it, it's like her health started getting 100 times worse.
Wow.
When she moved into that house. And she lived there for years, and then my sister lived in that house for a little while. And crazy things started happening to her, like she got in a car accident where she broke her leg and her son got thrown into the windshield.
Oh, God.
And he went unconscious, and, she had to have surgeries. And there was just so many things that happened.
Wow.
While people were living in that house, you know what I mean? And like I said, it was like so far apart in years that everybody had lived there, like nobody really made the connection.
Right. Wow.
It wasn't until like everything started happening to me, it was just crazy. I mean, I was always sick. When I was in that house, I had headaches, sick to my stomach, just depression. Depression would just, so, and I'm not that kind of person,
No, I wouldn't have thought so, no.
I'm always an F it kind of person, it's like, oh, well, if that didn't happen, F it, I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also working in the medical field, you kind of put on a a hard shell, so it's
Yeah.
like, you know, I don't get those kind of things. So it's like, for me to be there and be depressed and crying and, you know, just stuff like that
Yeah.
was crazy.
Wow.
But the second I left that house and I would drive away, I felt okay. I started feeling better. As further I got from that house, the better I felt.
Wow. That's, that's,
And like over the years, that house has, I mean, it used to be a really cute house. Had like little wagon wheels like in the front yard, and
yeah.
the yard was green, and the house was just painted all cute. And just over the years, it's just gradually gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and
Wow.
worse. Yep.
Nope. That's a nope for me.
Exactly.
A big one.
I won't even drive by it. The last time I had go in that area, my sister wanted to drive in that town.
Uh-huh.
I went there for a visit, and she said, "You want to go by the old house?" I said, "Hell no. You want to go by the house? You drop me off 2 blocks away."
Why would you want to do that?
She's weird like that, but yeah, she's like, "You just want to go see it?" It's like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
Come with me on the road. It's like, I don't want to be near that place.
Yeah, no. Good Lord, no.
Like,
that'd be the last
nowhere near
place
it.
you'd want to go. Wow. Yep, nope. That's okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to stop there either.
Hell no. I don't even like going through that town, to be honest. I don't even like going through that whole area. It's just a bummer. The Oklahoma Panhandle itself is a bummer.
Yeah, true.
Especially the center of it. Like, you go in the outer counties of Oklahoma, they're not as bad. But that center county, Texas, just ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bummer. So, yeah, I don't know. Anybody who's living in a haunted house, all I say is God bless you. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, I don't know how. Well, you know, like you said, yeah, it's you do what you got to do. You know, been there, done that myself. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go pitch a tent somewhere.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, when you're sleeping in a parking lot because you don't want to sleep in your house, that's sad. And it seemed to, like, be at bay with my cat. That was really weird, too. In the divorce, my ex got the cat, but he couldn't take her right away. So I had her for a good 2 or 3 months after he left, and things were not happening while that cat was there.
Really?
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, things were not happening at all while that cat was there. I mean, little things, like I would hear like a noise across the house or something, never where I was.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that cat was always on my lap or near me.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, like in the room that I was in when I had that cat near me. But the second he came back and got the cat and left, that's when it was like, just, like I said, when everything and everybody left, that's when the problem started.
Wow.
Mhm.
Maybe you should get a cat.
Right. I got a cat now.
There you go.
So yeah, that's, like I said, I feel sorry for anybody that does, but I'm glad that she got hers resolved and got moved on.
Yes.
That's just great, you know.
Yeah, you too, as far as that goes. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
I was willing. I was like, I'll give up everything. I don't care. I am just out of here.
Yeah,
and I did. And I had to rebuild in a city that was 100 miles away.
That's okay. You didn't have all of that to deal with. Wow.
I got even further away from it. So yeah. Crazy times, let me tell you. But
yeah, don't forget, you have anything going on like that, let us know. Let us know.
And I'm going to do like a little plug here. I know we don't usually do this. This is a friend of mine. Adam Bennett put out another book. So we've been trying to get him on the show, but it just seemed like, stuff didn't pan out. But yeah, what he does is he takes newspaper articles
Uh-huh.
of like paranormal events, stuff like that, and he gathers them all together and he puts them in a book.
Wow.
And he did that with the paranormal, and now he's got the monsters one out.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Benedict. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, I pronounced his last name wrong. He's going to be like, that's not my name. Let me get it here.
Well, hopefully you can get him out. We can get him on here.
Okay, his name's Adam Benedict.
Okay.
And he has Monsters in Print right now. This is his new one, where he literally just combs through, like, I'm talking back hundreds of years of newspaper articles of things. And he's got 4.2 out of 5 on Goodreads, so that should tell you something, that it's, you know.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I will check it
Adam
out.
Benedict. Benedict.
Yes, I will definitely check him out. Yeah, but, you know, whenever we can, you know, you can get him scheduled, that would be great. Or we can, you know, if you can only do one night or something, we'll get it together with that. You know, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, this one's called Monsters in Print, a collection of curious creatures. These are like more cryptos.
Oh,
Now, his other book is more about the paranormal stuff and things like that. But yeah, it's really neat. You all should check it out. It's like it says, direct from newspapers of the 1800s and 1900s, brings some of the most bizarre and amazing, incredible stories.
yeah.
Like that were actually in the newspapers. From the funny to the frightening.
I'll check in. I'm definitely gonna check that out for sure.
Yeah, they said it's mostly from newspapers, but yeah, definitely check it out. So, and he's on my Facebook if you wanna.
Yeah, I will. I got his name now, so.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy that I know somebody with 2 books out, and it's like I haven't had him on yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he's a member of the Pine Barrens Institute, cryptid chronicler, and Wisconsin folklore finder. So
Nice.
yeah, they always go out in the woods. Like people say they have Bigfoot sightings and stuff. And him and his group, they go out into the woods to find out.
Right.
Yeah, Ghosts in Print and Monsters in Print are his stories.
Okay.
Monsters in Print is more like kind of the everything, the crypto creatures, things like that. And then Ghost in Print is his other one. It says an ensemble of spirits, spooks, and specters from newspapers of the old. It said that he did all the research and conspired by him and compiled by him.
Nice.
And the other one is Monsters in Print. So yeah, check it out. I mean, these are like stuff that were actually printed in newspapers, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yep, and the Ghost one is coming out. Oh, the Ghost one isn't out yet. That comes out October, in October of 2020. But Monsters in Print came out last year in September.
Okay. Awesome.
So, yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm going to check that first one out.
Man, who doesn't love to read old newspaper articles?
Oh, yeah.
He looked through all of them and just cherry-picked all these stories.
Wow. That's
this is 18 and 1900s, so.
Wow.
Yeah, so Monsters in Print you can get now.
I'm definitely
online or you know, book form, and then Ghost Prince comes out in October of 2020.
All right. Something to look forward to. Yay.
Right? So. There you go, and
Awesome.
I'll definitely talk to you about it. Like I said, we were going to do it before, but like just all kinds of this COVID happened and all this crazy stuff, and everybody was just
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. That would be fantastic. So anybody else out there who's listening or going to listen to this podcast, let us know what you hear on it. Really curious to find out. We had one, she did hear something, so there we go. I wasn't losing my...
But you heard a growl.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It could have been. It definitely could have been. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this again so I can pick it out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Always something. I don't...
Everybody, if you need to get a hold of us ever, or you just want to comment on the podcast, you always can here, of course. And you also can on KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube. Because as soon as this show ends, you can go to YouTube and it'll be on there.
There you go.
All, any recent podcasts and stuff like that. And also on Facebook at KBLP LLC on Facebook, and Encounters in Ecto on Facebook. We have our own page. Look us up,
Yeah.
Join and...
Absolutely. And please let us know if you have any stories or, things that have happened. Let us know. We are definitely interested. So
absolutely. Like I said, keep sending me these stories.
Yes.
I'm sorry, there were a couple that I kind of had to not read on the air because they were kind of vulgar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I could have, there was one I probably could have edited, but the other one there was no editing. I think that was just like made up just to see if I would read it on the air.
It could be.
And I can smell that kind of stuff from a mile away, people. So
yeah, she is good. Don't try.
It's a guy that I know, and he just this vulgar story of sex. It's like you could tell when it's full of crap.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
That one was.
Oh, there you go then. Yep. So, but keep sending them in. And, yes, you can remain anonymous. So, no worries there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so any last words tonight?
Not that I can think of. Just everybody keep your chin up, keep safe, and like I said, don't mess with things that you should be messing with.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't.
I know it's hard when you're at home and everything's closed and everything's closed early not to do things you should, don't do it.
Yeah, no, don't do it at all, please.
I had somebody ask me if they recommend a Ouija board. Hell no.
No.
I would say F no, but I doesn't like me using that word on the air, so hell no.
Yeah, hell no.
Is a Ouija board.
Yeah, no.
Ever.
Especially by yourself. No. That's a big no.
Period.
Yeah.
Never, period.
No.
That's it for me. That's my answer. Don't ever.
There you go. There you go.
The portals, if you don't know how to close that door, no.
Yeah.
No.
You're going to have some uninvited guests, so you don't want
Very
that.
much so.
Yeah. That'll work. Okay, be sure to catch. We'll see you guys.
Night.
Yeah, you guys, we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll have some more interesting things, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
We'll keep tabs on this underwater thing going on, this blue hole, too. Just
I don't know, for some reason that thing's tripping me out. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, it's been there for
some reason, because it's like been there and they're just now all of a sudden freaking out about it.
Yeah, why? Yeah, that's the biggest thing. When I read that, I was like, why are they worried about it now? It's been there. I guess we'll find out. So
exactly.
All right. You guys have a great night. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Right?
Do what?
I said we'll see them in 2 weeks.
No, most definitely.
You got it. All right, guys. Have a good night. Peace out, y'all.
Good night.